Our society is built around the concept of maintaining control of our lives, our emotions, our circumstances. And while control can offer a veneer of safety and stability, it can also become a self-imposed prison. And in this pursuit of control, we often overlook a super interesting paradox, which is the more we try to control, the less control we actually have. But what if the you who believes that it's gripping the reins is itself an illusion? And what if, regardless of this illusion, your true essence is perpetually safe? In today's world of endless choices and constant change and unrelentless chaos, many people are turning to spiritual practices to navigate these complexities. And one approach is rooted in the wisdom of non-dual tantra teachings, which offer us insights into releasing control and to finding genuine safety. And that's what we'll be diving into in this video. Hey there, yogis and yoginis. I'm Lisa Engles, and welcome to my channel where I help spiritual seekers just like you to harness the ancient wisdom of yoga to live an extraordinary life. So the goal of this channel is super simple. It's just to make it easier than ever before, hopefully, for anyone to find happiness and fulfillment in their everyday lives by using what has already been passed down to us for millennia. Now, before we dive into today's topic, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I put out new videos just like this one on a regular basis. So in today's fast-paced world, this notion of control is deeply ingrained in our collective psyche. From a really young age, we're taught to take control of our destiny, to be in control of our emotions, and to, gain control over our circumstances. And this is often seen as a sign of maturity and strength and power, right? However, what we fail to question is this identity of the you that we believe is in control. Who actually is this you, and how valid is its claim to authority? The ego is a masterful storyteller. It weaves intricate narratives about who we are based on past experiences, cultural conditioning, societal expectations. And this ego-based identity tries to distinguish itself by accumulating successes and avoiding failures and essentially exerting control over its external world. So what's fascinating is that this constant striving for control is like this smokescreen. It's a very clever distraction from confronting a really profound truth, which is that this you is an illusion. It's a transient construct of the mind. Non-dual teachings challenge us to question this illusion rigorously. So when you dissect the ego's need for control, you find that it's driven by deeper fears. The fear of insignificance, the fear of vulnerability and loss, the fear of uncertainty. But these fears are grounded in the duality of a me versus the world type of view that the non-dual teachings help us to move past. So here's where the paradox kicks in. The ego's quest for control is intrinsically a relinquishment of control. In being obsessed with shaping our reality, we actually become enslaved by it, reacting instead of responding, right? Clinging instead of allowing. And this obsessive need to control everything is ironically what makes us feel out of control and anxious and disoriented. So the moment of reckoning comes when we realize that this illusory you can never achieve the control it seeks. Even if it seems to momentarily do that, the tides eventually shift and reveal the tenuous nature of any perceived control. So the practice of non-dual awareness offers us a very radical solution, which is, what if you could relinquish this control and recognize the constructed you for what it is, liberating yourself from this exhausting endeavor of perpetual control. So the flip side of the coin of control is safety. Why do we seek control? Well, at the core, it's often a deep-seated need for safety. It's a fundamental drive that comes from our primal instincts to survive and protect ourselves. The ego uses control as its go-to strategy for creating this sense of security. So the non-dual teachings offer us this alternative paradigm. It's really a profound shift in our perspective that liberates us from this ongoing pursuit. When you peel back these layers beyond the constructed identities and narratives, what remains is your essence, nature, the unchanging, eternal core of your being. The teachings say to us that our essence nature is fundamentally safe, regardless of external circumstances. So this isn't a safety that needs to be earned or protected. It's an inherent aspect of who you are. So the waves of life may toss you about, but your essence nature remains completely untouched. It's the deep ocean beneath those surface waves of life, so to speak. So a really powerful exercise for connecting us with this innate safety is through the mindful observation of sensory experiences like sound. You can go into a meditative state where you can notice how sounds come and go. They appear and they disappear in the field of your awareness. And as you attune to this, you'll find that you, the ego-based identity, has no control over these sounds. Sounds come uninvited and they leave without permission. But despite this lack of control, there's this ever-present field of stillness and safety within you that remains completely untouched and unaltered. So this practice serves as a metaphor for life. Like sounds, experiences come and go as well. And despite your lack of control over them, your essence nature, who you really are, remains unchanged. It's literally an eternal safe haven. So recognizing this fact enables you to interact with the world from a place of equanimity, free from that struggle to control and protect. It's a transformative realization that turns conventional wisdom of safety and control on its head and offers this new path to freedom and peace. So understanding that the you that you often identify with has no control and recognizing that your essence nature is always safe aren't just nice ideas or philosophical concepts. These insights actually hold transformative potential for how we engage with ourselves, with others, and with the world at large. And so here's why this shift in understanding is so impactful. First is our emotional resilience. When we unhook ourselves from the illusion that our ego has any type of control, we become emotionally resilient. We no longer waste energy in these efforts to micromanage life, and we free up these inner resources to navigate challenges with a balanced mind. And even when things go wrong, you're better equipped to stay grounded in your essential nature, which always remains this sanctuary of calm and safety. So the second is how it impacts our relationships. Letting go of this illusion of control helps to foster authenticity in your relationships with this realization that your essence nature is forever safe. There's no need for emotional armoring or pretense. You can actually show up authentically and free from the fear that vulnerability will cost you your sense of self or safety. And this allows for deeper connections with others that can be rooted in mutual understanding and trust. Now, the third is our creativity and our ability to tap into our creativity. This illusion of control often leads us to stick to really familiar ways of doing things. So it confines us to being in the safety of the known. But when you embrace the truth that your essence nature is always safe, it liberates your creative spirit. You become willing to explore and innovate and step into the unknown. knowing that your essence will remain unaffected by whatever the outcome is. And then finally, it contributes to a more compassionate world. So the more of us who can embrace these types of non-dual teachings, the larger the ripple effect. So recognizing that everyone's essence nature is forever safe reduces this collective drive for control and can lead to a society characterized by greater compassion and tolerance and inclusivity. So, to wrap it all up, embracing the truth that you, the constructed ego, has no control and that the true you, your essence nature, is always safe is one of the fundamental keys to a more fulfilling life. It enables you to navigate the complexities of your human existence with a sense of grace, and it liberates you from the self-imposed constraints that hinder your journey towards freedom and fulfillment. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave comments below. I always love to hear your comments, your thoughts, your reflections, and I will respond back to those. And until next time, take care and namaste.